Welcome back, everybody. It's Joey again. You're watching VegasDtech, and today we got another e-bike review for you. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Heybike Horizon. Sitting right behind me, it's a 24-inch folding commuter style e-bike, 750 watts, 28 miles an hour. Company says you can get 50 miles per charge. We're going to take a closer look at it. Alright, so getting to some of the features of this bike. This bike is rich. It does come with the 48 volt, 14.4 amp hour battery. If you come over here, you're going to have a 750 watt motor, 1400 watt max, 7-speed Shimano cassette, Tony derailleur system with the derailleur guard, anti-corrosive chain. It also comes with a quick disconnect for your motor in case you have a flat. You can disconnect it from right here. I do like that it comes with a double-sided chain guard so that the chain can't easily pop off the sprocket on you. It does come with a rear horse link design suspension with a rear non-adjustable shock. It does look like it has 1 inch of play, and you can just see the articulation points of how this thing can move to give you a nice bouncy rear suspension. Over here, guys, you can see the 24x4-inch Chaoyang fat tire hippo skin with the 3 millimeters of protection on the front wheel. You got a double crown adjustable suspension here with preload and incremental dampening, which I love. It's not just all the way open or all the way shut. We do have front headlights, which is the Heybike design, which I always like. When you have the bike powered on, as we do here, and you walk away from it, you can look back at your bike, and if you see that Heybike logo lit, that just means that your power is on, and you could just shut it off. And once you go and shut the power off on your bike, that should turn itself off again, just to let you know. It does come with headlights, turn signals. Also in the rear, we have our brake lights, tail lights and brake lights, and turn signals for them as well. Not sure if you can catch that, but the flicker on the screen, it's not really flickering like that. That's just how the video's coming out. I also like that it does have the fender racks. And of course, my favorite, a carrier rack so I can put my bag in it to keep all of my cameras and drinks all organized underneath. The seat here can raise up and down. Here's the lowest point. And it can take a rider, I think they'll take a rider all the way up to probably about 6'5". You can just see that right there. And you have all that leg extension, guys. Look at that's the full leg extension of your foot as you pedal. And unlike some of the 26-inch tire bikes that I have reviewed, look at this. I'm not going to have to worry about the pedal coming too close to hit the rear wheel like I had in the 26-inch. With the 24-inch, no matter how I have my foot placed on here, it does not come into contact. Like, I mean, who's going to ride like that? I normally ride like about this, which a lot of people told me, you got to ride on the ball of your feet. But if you're not a professional rider, you're going to ride where it's comfortable. And normally you ride something like this. But with this right here, you're not going to have to worry. It's not going to come close at all. Up top, we have these nice RSX hydraulic brakes that run all the way down to the 180 millimeter rotors, down to the RSX calipers. To the cockpit, we have our paddle grips with locks, so you can unlock it and switch it up to any position you want and then lock it. Don't have to worry about it slipping. We do have our controls here. We have our headlights on, headlights off, turn signals left, turn signals right, horn. We have our power assist up, power assist down. This is going to be our display. And as you can see right here, guys, you got your battery meter up here, miles per hour, power assist or pedal assist. And then you're going to have trip meter. And if we click this thing again, you're going to get your odometer, maximum miles per hour, average miles per hour, and my favorite, the voltmeter. All right, so in addition to your battery reference, which you have up here, you're going to have your voltmeter, and those two together will give you a strong indication of what you truly have left in that battery. Coming over to the right here, guys, you're going to have your thumb throttle right here. All right, your typical Shimano 7-speed index shifter, thumb shifter, which is right in here, which is standard on all bikes in this price range. But anyways, enough with features and specs. Let's go ahead and take it out to the test track across the street and see how she performs. Alrighty guys, so we're on the Heybike Horizon today. You know, I've been riding this bike for a couple of days now just to try to get a general idea of how different this thing feels because of the fact that this is a 24-inch wheel. I've never reviewed a 24-inch wheel bike. In the year that I've been doing these e-bike reviews, I've only had 20-inch and 26-inch, and this is very surprising because this is a 24-inch folding bike. So it's kind of a hybrid, but right off the gate, guys, I want to talk about the suspension on it. This bike has a horse link suspension for the rear end, so you got yourself a shock in the back, and it's got that unique articulation levers in the back there to make the back. I can feel it right here. As I go across these little teeny tar crosses right here, those are like cracks in the road. You can feel like normally you would feel the bumps transfer through your tail feathers, and the back is nice and smooth. And then of course the front suspension is fully adjustable, where I've got it not quite wide open, but I have it like 3 clicks in. I don't really like it wide open just simply because it's just too soft and it tends to be a real bouncy ride. But I love this bike for the fact that it's got, you know, the incremental clicks, where most of the bikes, they give you a adjustable front suspension. You get it either all the way open, soft, or all the way shut, firm. And this one here gives me the ability to adjust which way I want. And I've got it dialed in just perfect right now where the nose dives. It recovers like right over here when I come down this thing and comes up the other side. See that? It was nice and smooth, man. It didn't nosedive and it didn't like jar me at all. So that's absolutely wonderful. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get a high-speed run started through here. We're gonna start right now. We're in pedal assist number 5. I'm not gonna be doing too much pedaling at this point. We're gonna just go ahead and see what this bike can get us. I have it unlocked from class 2 to class 3. It's showing 29 and 30 right now, and we're climbing up this 4-degree slope coming up over the hill climb over here. We're coming up over the bridge, and the miles per hour says 35. I know we're not doing that, so we do have some sort of a discrepancy on the odo. Alrighty guys, so when I first got the bike was locked into a class 2 mode, and it would only go to like 20 miles an hour. And in unlocking it, you have to hold these 2 buttons down right here, and you hold them down for like 3 to 5 seconds. You'll go into a master command menu, and I had to change 2 settings. I had to go into, I think it's like AP04 or something like that, and I changed the maximum speed, and that still didn't get me the 28 miles an hour. What I had to do is I had to jump down a couple of P settings down to wheel diameter. And the wheel diameter, I believe it said it was at 22 or something like that. And it still wasn't unlocking the full power. So I bumped it up to 26. And when I did 26, it finally unlocked and it gave me the 28 miles an hour. So I just brought it back down to 26, which I know we have 24, but for whatever reason, the 24-inch wheel and this being unlocked to the maximum power setting, I was able to get these two together, and the disparity between what the speedometer on here and here says is within a ½ mile per hour, so I'm happy with that. So remember that, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the actual speed test on here to see what the Horizon can get us for maximum speed. Now, I am in a power or pedal assist number 5. And we're just gonna jam on right now. We're at 18, 20, 21, 23, 25, 26. So I'm showing about 26 miles per hour, and I'm a 200 pound rider. All right, so I'll put a little bit of pedaling into it. And yeah, I'm seeing 26, about 26.5 is about all I'm seeing here as a maximum speed on the Horizon. 4-degree slope here as we come up across the bridge. Gear 7. Pedal assist 5, 26.8 miles an hour. Dropping speed now to around 24. I got 23 on the climb. Coming across the bridge. Now we're gonna see if the bike is regulated or governed at its maximum speed on the downhill slope. So on the downhill, I'm seeing 29 miles per hour, 28.4, 29. A little bit better coming down, so I did see a 29 on there, but we're holding about 26.3, 26.5 miles per hour. All right, coming up the back end of this hill here, seeing about 22 miles an hour. We're gonna see what this turning radius is. We're gonna hit some brakes, get a nice U-turn going right here. Okay. Like I said, I had to get used to the 24-inch wheel because they do perform a little bit different. Like getting used to the 26-inch wheel was really difficult because my foot was rubbing into the front tire whenever I would make turns under power. But my foot is in no way close enough to hitting. When I make a turn on this 24-inch wheel, I don't see my foot coming close enough to rub. All right, so I am feeling some battery sag. I know for a fact I charged this battery last night to full power, which is 5 bars, and I'm seeing 2 bars of power right now on it. I'm gonna come off the pedal and just kind of like let it kind of catch its breath, and it just came back up to 4 bars. So 48.5 volts. So we can't really go off of that battery meter up top. Yeah, like right now it just dropped back down to 2 bars. When I come off of the power and I give it a few seconds, it just resets itself again and it goes back up to the 4 bars. But then again, guys, I am in pedal assist 5, and I'm utilizing majority of the power that's in that battery, which, you know, brings me to another thing. The battery being 48 volt, I believe it's a 14.4 amp hour battery. As far as range is concerned, I'm not too sure what the website says. I think from what I read, it's claiming 55 miles. You know, there's a myriad of reasons and conditions that have to be met in order for you to get that full 55 miles, where realistically, I think you're going to get, for me, I think you're going to get between 16 and 20 on this, realistically. But Heybike does provide you with a very beefy 4 amp battery pack. You know, some of these other guys, man, they have the little dinky 2 amps, and it's going to take 10 hours to recharge. So even though you only got like a 14.4 tank and your range might limit you to 20, you've got that rapid charger, that 4 amp rapid charger, that's going to get this bike charged up and fresh for you within 3.5 hours. And I like how this battery here is loaded from the top. So you just pull it right off. You don't have to go bend down and grab it from the bottom. It's all top loading. So you just pull it out and bring it into the store or wherever you work, charge it up there. 3 hours later, you're back up to full power for a full ride going home. Very nice. All right, guys, so we come to this part of the test here. This is going to be the incline test. So on the incline test here, we have an 8-degree, 14% switchback. So it starts off this way and it goes up the other way. Now, the majority of the bikes that I test, if the bikes can hit 12 miles per hour, I consider it a good climber. Anything under 12 miles per hour going up this incline, it would not be considered a good climber. So let's get started and see what the Horizon can do on the incline. All right, we're gonna come from a dead stop, and we're gonna start the incline right here. All right, so 3, 2, 1, let's go. Throttle only. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.3. 12.3, man. All right, fairly decent. Switchback coming up this way. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12.3, 12.4. All right, so like I said, man, you know, any bike that can hold 12 miles per hour or better coming up the switchbacks, I consider it a, you know, relatively decent climber. Now, it should be, considering that this bike is reported to have 80 Newton meters of torque. It should be relatively good on the, it should be relatively good on a climb. Come down to these brakes, guys. We have decent brakes on this bike, man. We got the RSX calipers, hydraulic calipers here. We got the 180 millimeter rotors down below. So we're gonna go ahead and put them to the test. I'm gonna come down this grade. I normally get the bike going to about 20 miles per hour, and I nail the brakes before I go careening down off the edge of the rail. And here we go. Let's see how the bike performs on the brake test. 15, 16, 17, 20. Okay, I felt that one. I did feel that one. The bike was kind of hopping. Yeah, so you could see the brake pattern right here. I still had a few feet to go. So I still had this right here left over before I hit that rail. But you could see where the back of the suspension, that horse-link suspension, was articulating, man. You can see the chunk, chunk, chunk. I felt the back end hop a couple of times. And we started way up over here. And I nailed the brakes. And of course, like I said, the back brake is gonna always do a fishtail on you, because all of your weight shifts to the front of the bike and the back end gets really light, and it's gonna automatically fishtail. So what it's gonna come down to is how well does the front calipers lock up. Yeah, man, brakes are great. No noise, it did the job. Alrighty, guys, so it comes down now to the pros and cons of the Heybike Horizon. What did I really like about it, and what do I wish could be a little bit better? Well, the first thing I love about this bike is going to be that gradient color display of how it goes from dark black to light gray to bright gray. Now, they do have a sunburst orange, which I really liked, but they only came with 500 of them that they made for an exclusive limited time. That is just one beautiful color scheme, and if the Heybike Horizon sells a lot, I really hope that they bring that back and maybe call it a 2.0, because they only made 500 of them. But that's such a beautiful color scheme. But I'm still okay with this gradient black to gray. I also love this new horse link suspension. I do believe that I've seen this style suspension on a couple of other bikes, but nevertheless, I never knew that it was called a horse link. But I like the way it rides, man, because it really has a nice articulation point. And you know what's really great about this bike is that they didn't skimp on any of the features. It is feature rich, but the way that it all comes together, you have that feeling of quality and that you're getting your money's worth. Even in the seat post, take a look at the seat post. The seat post has this, like this rubber design right here, where it transitions from this piece up into this bar right here, and it's got this little rubber transition piece right here. You know, they didn't miss anything, guys. They really took the time to, you know, put this bike together, and you can really feel the quality of this bike. Now, if there was anything that I wish could be a little bit better, it would be maybe in the performance of the battery. I would have preferred to see a 20 amp hour battery. The 14.4 amp hour battery, I was noticing that I was getting a lot of battery sag, and when I would take a look at the battery meter, it would just jump down from 4 to 2 to 3 to 4, just all depending on how much throttle I was giving it. And I noticed that the majority of the power and performance came on a freshly charged battery. I mean, right off the charger. That was where you were going to get your maximum performance in speed and climbing. And then gradually, as the battery power started going down, you're starting to see that performance go down as well. But on the high side, Heybike did provide us with a 4 amp charger, which is heavy duty and robust, which is going to get this battery recharged in 3.5 hours, as opposed to the typical 7 to 10 hours that I would normally see on some of the cheaper chargers that I would get from some of the other bike companies. I would have to put this thing on a charger right away and just sit with it all night long before I went to bed, and hopefully the light turned green, because I don't like to charge the bike without me being there to monitor it. So guys, that's everything that I have for you today on the review of the Heybike Horizon. If you guys like this bike or want any more information, a link will be provided down below. I also have my affiliate link. If you hit that, it helps to support the channel with no cost to you, and I will also include any other additional promotions that may be available at this time. So anyways, guys, thank you once again. I'm Joey. You're watching VegasDtech. Another e-bike review down. I'll catch you guys in the next video. You guys be well. Take it easy. Bye now.